Hi everybody, I'm back with another video, and this time I'm going to do the book review of this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Luckily, I have two copies of the same book, but I'm going to tell you something about the second chapter of this book. Because I decided that I have to make separate videos on each chapter because this book is very important for everyone. In my opinion, it is important for everyone. In your opinion, it might not be, and I respect your choice. But anyways, I have already made a review on the part 1 first chapter of this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you haven't watched it, the video is here in the I button. Also, you can get the link in the description. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And the second chapter is that it has fascinated me a lot when I generally talk about the second chapter, and I have read the second chapter a lot of times. The big secret of dealing with people. Now, the writer talks about the secret that you need to know and you have to apply if you want to not impress people, but if you want people to do things that you want them to do, right? So let's say I'm just giving you an example. I'm an English teacher and I want my student to study, but generally what happens, my students don't understand the value of what they are studying. So no matter how much I convince them, they are not going to do what they don't want to do, right? So now I have to apply this second principle from this book, The Big Secret of Dealing with People. If I want to deal with my student, I have to apply this principle. What is the principle? The principle is that the true appreciation, genuine appreciation, sincere appreciation. Now the point is that we don't understand. We think appreciation means we have to compliment a person, which might be flattery. And author also has cleared that. Author has said that there is a significant difference, a tangible difference between flattery and true appreciation. Okay, if somebody is doing the flattery, it clearly means that it is insincere. Okay, but when you are complimenting somebody, then that person understands that's okay, he is complimenting or she is complimenting me because of my good qualities. Now the point comes here that when you are going to compliment somebody, let's say I want my student to do what is best for him or her, but what happens, my student doesn't understand that immediately, right? But I need to convince him. How can I do that? First of all, I need to observe my student. I need to see what are the best sides and qualities of my students so that I can compliment about that. And he or she can understand that, yes, my teacher is complimenting me for my positive sides, best sides, right? So here I'm really grateful to tell you something about this, that this particular chapter, the big secret of dealing with people is amazing. So I would like to read some lines that are beautifully written, and I can't summarize in my words because what Dale Carnegie has done, that's history, that legendary work. So Dale Carnegie, the first sentence starts like this: there is only one way under high heaven to get anybody to do anything. Did you ever stop, think of that? Yes, just one way. And that is by making the other person want to do it. Making the other person want to do it. So you have to make the other person want to do it. What is the best for them? Basically, our parents make this mistake a lot. Parents think that if they, simply ask them to do what is best for us, then we are going to do it obediently. But most of the time it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because we don't understand that depth, right? And sometimes they criticize us. And they want us to do whatever is best for us and whatever they want us to do by criticizing us, which is a very bad thing. And you should not criticize, condemn, and complain. That has already been discussed in the first chapter of this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So basically, why should we compliment a person? We should compliment a person because that's the base tactic, and that is why social media is so popular. You see, everyone is putting out their photos, their status on social media because they love to be complimented, they love to be appreciated. So if just see that the magic of compliments, right? The magic of true appreciation. That if you compliment somebody and say, hey, I know that you are good at these areas, why don't you work on that? I think you can be phenomenal if you start working in these areas. I think after that person is going to work. But if you are simply going to say, hey, you are bad at these areas, I think you are showing insincerity, go and work in this area, then I think that person is not going to work because it sounds criticism. It sounds like criticism, right? So this particular book has really helped me understand how I should persuade a person, how I should not manipulate or not influence, but I think I would say how I can make somebody my friend, right, by using this tactic, and that is true appreciation. One of the famous psychologists, I think Simon Freud, said that everything you and I do springs from two motives: the sex urge and the desire to be great. Wow, we want to do everything because of two things: the sex urge and the desire to be great. I think it needs a lot of explanation, but I'm not doing it right now. If you want to understand and think over this principle, go and grab a copy of this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then read each chapter at least 5 times in order to understand the depth of the chapter, and the book link is in the description. So another, Dr. Dewey said that the deepest urge in human nature is the desire to be important. Everybody wants to be important, and that's why you see a lot of people buying the latest gadgets or cars, that they want to be important amongst all the people. They want to look important, they want to feel important, right? So and it is human nature, I think. So if you want somebody to do something, like most of the time teachers and parents always want their children to be at their best, but sometimes they don't know how to persuade them, so they apply that criticism trick, which is not effective. So you have to appreciate somebody if you want that person to do things that is good for them, right? So this book is not endorsing any kind of things that you can simply apply and can get temporary results. I love the concept of this book. It is basically saying that you have to be honest to your words, with your words, and whatever you're gonna say to the person who is going to obey you, and you have to watch your words before you compliment, because it might sound like flattery. Another section, Lincoln once began a letter saying, everybody likes a compliment. William James said, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. He didn't speak, mind you, of the wish or the desire or the longing to be appreciated. He said the craving to be appreciated. Of course, everybody wants to be appreciated, and I just mentioned that on social media, everybody is putting out their best filtered, edited photos because they want to be appreciated, right? They want people call them gorgeous, handsome, hot, superb. These are the phrases they love to see, they love to be appreciated with, right? So this chapter, the secret, the big secret of dealing with people, it is saying that you have to, the big secret of dealing with people, this chapter is saying that you have to appreciate a person, if you want them to do whatever you want them to do, you have to appreciate. Appreciation is the key. And I would love to read another sentence. This desire makes you want to wear the latest styles, drive the latest cars, and talk about your brilliant children. Of course. Like, I want to talk about my brilliant student because that what makes me feel important amongst all the teacher fraternity, right? All this teaching fraternity, and I think that's the thing which I personally agree, that whenever I wear the clothes that I have bought and I have just, selected mindfully, I wear that because I want to get the appreciation for that clothes, for my choice, right? So it's absolutely right. So yeah, I have already read you some of the lines that are absolutely important for you to understand that how appreciation matters when you want somebody to do what you want them to do. If some people are so hungry for a feeling of importance that they actually go insane to get it, imagine what miracle you and I can achieve by giving people honest appreciation this side of insanity. Wow, like absolutely, our children need appreciation. If your child comes home with a report card, then you should not criticize him or her for her poor performance. You have to appreciate her try, right? Every child is unique. So it's your job not to get agitated, not to get furiated, but at the same time to understand the need your child needs at that point of time, so that he or she can perform better next time. But if you criticize, then I think you are going to weaken his or your child's morale. So the morale is important, and you have to always encourage your child by giving true appreciation. But limit is important. If you keep appreciating a child, then he or she can't understand the value of it, right? So you have to use it tactfully and wisely. Another section I would love to read you. It is, when a study was made a few years ago on runaway wives, what do you think was discovered to be the main reason wives ran away? It was lack of appreciation. And I would bet that a similar study made of runaway husbands would come out the same way. We often take our spouses so much for granted that we never let them know we appreciate them. I have annotated my books like this, and I always, whenever I am free, I have some time, I read these sections. Absolutely. You see a lot of divorce cases are arising day by day. It is because lack of appreciation. It's like these days we are driven towards the fake appreciation rather than real appreciation. Like, we are depending on social media to be appreciated, right? So that's, I think, not genuine. If you want to be appreciated, you have to learn it. It's kind of a education that you have to go through. You need to learn it, and it doesn't happen overnight, but over time, right? So a lack of appreciation can weaken the relationship. Of course, I have seen in my personal life, when my mother cooks something for me, I immediately appreciate my mother, appreciate her work. I say, wow, you have cooked a very wonderful meal today. But I know that she works hard, she really takes care of the family, and whatever she does sincerely. Sometimes, yeah, she's a human being, she makes mistakes sometimes, but we should not talk about anybody's mistake. You have to always put yourself in somebody else's shoes so that you can understand what happens when somebody is insulted. So when you get insulted, you understand somebody's heart, somebody's sorrow. So it's really important to be able to understand somebody when you are putting yourself at his position. So I am really excited. Always I'm excited when I read this, this book and basically this sort of chapters. And I have sort of memorized all these things, and this book is a phenomenal book. I would like to read you another section from this book. One of the most neglected virtues of our daily existence is appreciation. Somehow we neglect to praise our son or daughter when he or she brings home a good report card, and we fail to encourage our children when they first succeed in baking a cake or building a birdhouse. Nothing pleases children more than this kind of parental interest and approval. Exactly. When our children come to us with their new architecture, something that they have made or they have probably succeeded, and to us they might seem to be inconsequential, tiny, but for them it is very big, right? It's a big achievement. So we should appreciate their try. We should say, hey, you have made a great thing. I'm so happy for you. Keep trying and show me how have you done that. So I think these are the sentences can truly encourage your children, lift up your child's morale. That is the most important thing. In our interpersonal relationships, we should never forget that all our associates are human beings and hunger for appreciation. This line sums up everything. Listen to it again. In our interpersonal relationships, we should never forget that all our associates are human beings and hunger for appreciation. We are hungry for appreciation, and that is why on social media you see people are just posting their best sides, their best moments, right, on social media, because they are hungry. We are hungry for appreciation. So this line has sort of summed up the entire chapter and the principle number 2 from chapter 2, part 1 of how to win friends and influence people, and that is give honest and sincere appreciation. Give honest and sincere appreciation. So if you want me to do the right work, absolutely phenomenal work, then I also need appreciation. So all you need to do is to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you are going to comment, make sure it is not going to be the criticism, right? You have to comment on my work using this tactic, this principle, so that I can't be hurt. And at the same time, it is very important to stick around with me. Whenever I upload a video on my channel, I get a lot of feedback, and I really appreciate that, and that is why you people are so important for me. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and this is the second review of how to win friends and influence people. Thank you so much.